Yeah, you know what time it is. It's time for your Dallas Cowboys evening update. I've been on the road all day long. I've driven over 300 miles to make sure I bring you the best news on the Dallas Cowboys. But before I get to that, man, I got to tell you that I know this is the draft music. I know this is the draft music that we had, but there's just something special about this. I'm hoping that this draft music brings some great mojo for our Dallas Cowboys. So shout out to my man who mixed this special for the Joe Boo Sports Report, Ron Oliver from Tower Light Records. And let's get on to the news of the Dallas Cowboys, as well as I got an update on the red brick house. You know, we got our red brick right here, not from the red brick house. This is new. Those bricks, they're 201 years old. So let's get to the deal. Right now, you know, tomorrow night we're going to be having our draft. Not draft. Wow, I am really stuck on stupid here. Tomorrow night we'll be having our actually schedule release live stream where we'll be talking about the schedule that's being released. Okay, we'll see who we open up with, where the tough parts of the schedule should be, what our record may be, and so on. We're going to have a ball with that. But also, it's going to be a busy week because come Friday, we have the rookies mini camp. That's right, the rookies will be on the field. We drafted 11 players and we signed 15. Whoa. Make that 16 undrafted rookie free agents. And I think somebody let the dogs out. Simba's back and you hear he's barking like crazy. I don't know if you can hear that or not. But we actually signed and bringing in, and I hate to say this, but this is a camp body. Dak haters, this is not the guy that's going to take Dak Prescott's job. I know that's what you're looking for, but that's not what's going to happen. I'm sorry, guys. Sorry. It's not what's going to happen. But anyway, we have Brady Davis, Mr. Davis, who is 6'3", 212 pounds. And that means he's kind of wiry. Yeah, he's wiry here. He's a little on the thin side. In his college career at Illinois, he had 28 touchdowns, 14 interceptions, and about 3,500 yards. This is, my friends, a mini camp body, a guy to throw the football around so that way the other guy's arms don't fall off. You know, but you never know. You may end up having a guy that turns out to be Tony Romo. So don't discount, because all these guys need is an opportunity. It doesn't matter where you were drafted or if you weren't drafted and signed, you now have a chance to make something of yourself. Also, too, we have other news that's out there as well. And let me go to the big board here so we can clear some of this off here. Let's bye Brady. Richard Sherman. Here's an interesting take. The odds-on favorite of a place that Richard Sherman will continue his career, they're saying, is the Dallas Cowboys. Surprise, surprise. You know, it's amazing how every time there's a free agent out there, they always say the Dallas Cowboys are the landing spot for that guy. But I'm not so... okay, let me do the pros and the cons of it. Richard Sherman is a leader. He is a guy who's aggressive. He's a guy who will get in your face. He is a guy who would definitely show some leadership ability. As far as on the field, his skills have waned some. But I will say he wouldn't be the worst defensive back by far on the Dallas Cowboys. Now, with that being said, the cons of us. Richard Sherman's a little edgy. Said a few things about Jerry Jones. He's older. He's a veteran. Will still require a whole lot of money, and we know Stephen Jones does not like to spend money. And I think the Dallas Cowboys are looking at this from the standpoint of we are trying to start all over. We're going to start out with young guys, and we're not going to spend a whole lot of money. We're going to try and build these guys up, and over the next 3 or 4 years, really just make a mad defense. And I mean really, really mad. Oh, I mean mad and angry. Now, we got a little taste of our coach, of our coach right here. Yeah. Look like he in the club. Is he in the club? Okay. Dan Quinn. One thing I always say is this. If you are not evolving If you are not changing, if you are not striving to get better, you're getting worse. Because people will figure out what you're doing and they will figure out how to do it better than you, and in a lot of cases for less. So that's why you have to constantly evolve and reinvent yourself, especially after you've had some hard times. And that's where Dan Quinn, who had 3 months of time that he basically was let go from the Atlanta Falcons. It's sad that you go to a Super Bowl in 5 seasons, okay? He was only there for 5 years. He went to a Super Bowl. I know he lost, but we had 10 years of Jason Garrett, and we had no Super Bowls, none, okay? We didn't sniff any. And here's where he did some reflecting, and he analyzed and see, when you think about the flex defense, it was great back in the day, but teams caught up to it. You think about the Bears defense, okay? Teams caught up to it. You have to change, evolve. The Tampa too, and Lord knows we saw that for about the last 10 years. And, we have to evolve. So this is where Dan Quinn is actually looking at doing a 3-4 hybrid. So Jalen Smith, I want you to understand, Jalen Smith, that defense that you're talking about that was too complex. Really, Simba? Really? Welcome back, Simba. Welcome back. He's all hyper. Anyway, Simba. That 3-4 defense, that hybrid that Jalen Smith said was too complex, well, I hate to tell you, that's what we're going to be running. It's going to be a hybrid. And the problem last year was there were a lot of different problems with that defense because we really didn't have the personnel to run it the proper way. Now, Dan Quinn has realized that things have evolved. Now, we've been talking about this Rover. Rover being he's not really a linebacker. He's not really a safety. He's like a hybrid, okay? He's like a cross, a cyborg, a guy who can cover people in the slot and so forth, but can also do run support because we've had problems covering people in the slot, tackling, and run support. And this is where you're taking a guy who might be a smaller linebacker, Keanu O'Neal. Whoa, dude. Whoa. Okay, Keanu O'Neal, and you're basically saying you're going to be a linebacker, but you're also going to be covering guys in the slot. And that's one of the issues that you have with Jalen Smith. He's not really good at covering in the slot. Also, too, delivering the blow on his tackles. So he's recognizing that the NFL is so pass happy. If you were playing the Dallas Cowboys with CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper, and Michael Gallup, you've got more, and of course the tight ends are coming out, and then you got Zeke and Tony Pollard and things. You need guys that can cover. You need guys that can cover. And if it ends up being that you've got basically everybody going deep and you're having people that are running, you need a guy who also can tackle. And Dan Quinn recognizes this and realizes we've got to evolve the defense to counter what the offenses are doing. So he's looked at what he's done with Seattle as well as what he did with Atlanta, and he's taking the parts of that kind of fit, and then he's putting that with the offenses of now. You think about the Giants drafting another wide receiver after signing Galladay. They're going to be trying to throw it. I don't know that they have the right guy to throw the football around like that, but they're going to be trying to really work the ball downfield. And so this is where we've got to cover. Also, by having those 3 big defensive linemen, that will help you at the point of attack in the run game. So from the standpoint of what the Dallas Cowboys are trying to do, he's trying to evolve and counter what the other teams are doing, but also put new wrinkles in on an old defense. And a lot of times, this is the problem that coaches will have. You've learned something or you've developed something, and you're afraid to move on from it. And so you constantly stick with that same thing. But everybody else now understands it and how to counter it and how to stop it. And so this is where Dan Quinn is trying to mix all of this stuff together. So, yes, it's going to be a 3-4 base defense, which means 3 defensive linemen and 4 linebackers, but not traditional 4 linebackers. 2 of those guys are going to be outside linebackers, which are really kind of like edge rushers. I'm excited. They should definitely be better against the run, but they may need to add some more bodies that will fit the system. Sheldon Richardson, get another nose tackle. Sheldon Richardson. So with that being said, I don't have a whole lot else for you guys right now because I'm tired, boss. I've been on the road all day. Oh, I do actually have something else for you guys. Oh, man, how could I forget? Lyle Collins with a six-pack. Lyle Collins with a six-pack. There's a workout video of Dak Prescott and Lyle Collins. They've got the medicine ball, and they're working the legs and everything else. He actually looks like he's in pretty good shape, although he looks like he's slimmed down some. I'd like to see how much he's actually weighing right now, but that is definitely good to see him with smiles on his face, six-pack on the abs, as well as being able to move the hips. Oh, man. Can we just start the season right now? Right now. I'm ready right now. So with that being said, look, I'm sorry. Forgive me. I've been driving all day long. I mean, all day. The news on the red brick house. Some of you guys know or seen a few of the videos where I've showed you guys this house that was built originally as a school made out of bricks. In fact, it is one of the oldest masonry original schools in the country. This house has fallen into disrepair, and I became the owner of it about 4 years ago. And I've had a multitude of problems getting started on it because it's actually zoned commercial. And I've been working and trying to figure out how I can do this because I'm not worried about making money off of it per se. I would actually like to make it a place that when I'm down that way, I can stay there as well as be as my office. And more than anything else, I want to save this piece of history. 201 years old. When this house was built, there was only, I believe, 18 states in the Union. Railroads had not been invented. And the known world only ended about 200 miles from where I am right now. So I think about all of the things that this house has been through. It's one of the reasons why I want to save it. Civil War. It's older than the mall down there, the mall in D.C. It's been through World War I, World War II, the other pandemic, Vietnam, Korea. It's everything. It is almost as old as our country, and I feel it my duty to try and save it. But I've been stuck, unable to work on it because I couldn't get the permits for it because I couldn't provide the parking for it. Well, enter the most interesting man in the world, my man Jet. Jet has a few friends in high places that came up with the idea that may end up being able to have us convert it back into a residence, a local business per se, which will be a game changer and enable us to actually get back and start working on that house. So shout out to my man, Jet D. You're my brother in arm there, buddy. And hopefully we can get all this stuff together and get it started, and you'll have something that you will definitely enjoy watching content-wise as we try and resave some history. And with that being said, you know what time it is. It's time to get up out of here.
Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the show for the sports support.
You did one hell of a job, and the only thing else I got to say is, how about them Cowboys?